class! Today I wanted to tell you some more elements of Baroque music, and who better to show us than Johann Sebastian Bach, who was, by the way, the best composer of fugue ever! We're going to talk about fugues today, and we're also going to talk about sequences. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is a fugue. A fugue is a round, but it's different than polyphony, which is also kind of like a round, or imitative polyphony in the Renaissance. In the Renaissance, they had these beautiful choral sounds, and they would start out with the highest singer, and that person would sing a beautiful melody, and just very shortly, the next solo down, or the next singer, the next lower singer, would start singing the same melody, and then the next one would sing, and then the next one would sing, and pretty soon you had this gorgeous imitative polyphony sound. This is different though. Fugues could start maybe in the middle voice, and then there's no imitative polyphony where it starts it in the middle of the first one, like row, row, row your boat. This one is where the first voice plays the fugue, or plays the melody, and then the second voice will come in later in a third voice. And sometimes it starts with the lowest voice, and then the highest voice does the melody, and then the middle voice, and it's all different depending on how the composer wanted to do it. Here is a fugue melody. So here, I'm going to play this for you. So there's the melody, right? It's a middle voice. Then the high voice takes over and repeats, right? Then a lower voice comes in. And that is so beautiful. Now, when you're playing a fugue, you have to be super careful that you bring out the melody. So when you're using your 5 fingers to play, you want to make sure that the melody is weighted by the fingers that play it. In other words, the fingers have to have more weight. So when I'm here, I can play it and make sure those fingers are weighted. When I play here with my right hand, those fingers have to be weighted, and the left hand fingers have to get softer. Let me show you what I mean, because we always want to hear the melody. Yep. So I had to play that last bit with the weight in my left hand, so my right hand had to play lighter so you could hear the melody. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk to you about today is sequence. Now, sequences are really cool. What happens is you have a series of notes, for instance. Then that series of notes is played higher or lower, like this. So what I'm saying is it all starts out with this amazing little melody, and then a sequence repeats the melody higher or lower. Now, in our fugal melody, that's the first part of the fugue. Now there's a little bit of a second part of this melody in the fugue. Da 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 dum. And then it repeats a little bit lower. Da 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 dum. So you hear this. Here's the first sequence, second sequence, and then the next, voice takes it over. Now here's the first sequence, second sequence, and then we have the sequence here, and it's repeated again. Now there's another sequence that comes right after those measures. This one sounds like this. It's just so simple, yet so beautiful. Now I'm going to play all the fingers on that particular part, and you'll hear how I have to weight the melody fingers, or the sequence fingers, down so you can hear the sequence. And so, I need my glasses on this one. I'm getting old and decrepit. So here we go. first, 8-10 measures of this fugue, and you'll hear the fugal elements, and you'll also hear the sequence elements. It is just a beautiful piece. Well, hopefully that made sense, and hopefully you've learned a little bit more about Baroque music. Yay, Baroque! It's one of my favorite. Have a happy day and enjoy this amazing weather. Ta-ta!